Hello, friends, and welcome to PDGA Europe Talks. We are in this process of electing the PDGA Europe Board of Directors. You know that we have elections in open all over the month of July, and we are presenting you the candidates that want to gain your confidence. And we have with us today Sofia Pereira from Portugal. Sofia, welcome.
Thank you, Calixto.
Sofia, could you please start by telling us a little bit about where you come from, what are you doing, which is your role in your active role in your local disc golf community?
Okay, I'm from Portugal. I'm Portuguese Canadian, and we moved to Portugal from Canada with my husband in '95. We started frisbee sports in Portugal, mostly ultimate related. Initially, evolving into more disc golf, and currently I am responsible for disc golf and other disc sports, including DDC and freestyle, with the Portuguese Flying Disc Association.
Okay, wonderful. Portugal is a upcoming area of disc golf. You also have the advantage of a good climate, especially on those winter months.
That's right. Yes, we've grown a lot. The first course, I think, was established in 2019, and we're now up to 6 courses and 2 on the way. So things are going quite well.
Okay, that sounds good. What are the priority topics where you feel that you could contribute the most to the PDGA Europe Board of Directors?
I think I run a sports company, Bula, a beach ultimate company, and I think my experience would probably be beneficial to help develop the sport, especially in the developing countries. That's probably an organization as well. I think those are the 2 things that I think I can contribute the most.
Okay, that sounds good. You know that PDGA Europe, PDGA in general, is a membership-based organization, and membership is very important to have the resources to act on a lot of things. No? What are your suggestions to increase PDGA membership levels in Europe?
So I think I would say that there's for me, 2 very important things. One is awareness. I don't think people realize the importance of membership for support and for growth, and just awareness, teaching people about PDGA, how to use it, how as a personal athlete, how you can follow your own, the tournaments you've been at, your ratings, how you fit into the rest of the world. So awareness, I think, is very important. The other thing is to organize a lot of PDGA sanctioned leagues, events on a regular basis, and starting with the youth, always about the youth as well. I think the younger you can reach people, the more you will sort of create something long term.
Okay, sounds very interesting. We are also interested in expanding European disc golf. We all know that the Nordic countries, the Baltic countries, they have exceptional numbers, even the best numbers in the world. And one of the goals of PDGA Europe is trying to expand that model of success to other countries, in this case Portugal and many other countries in the Central and Southern Europe. What are your ideas to try to help extend disc golf growth to those countries?
So you mean how do I feel about the using a model that's already worked in the north?
Yeah, and adapting it to the different realities. We know that it's not a one size fits all, and we need to make a tailor-made solution for each country. What are you have a very precise.
I think that's the most important thing. Exactly what you just said. There's not a one size fits all, and being able to listen to the realities in each place and growing locally with the realities of the locale are super important. I mean, one of the things, for example, is building courses. If you don't have courses, having a permanent course is essential, because if you don't have courses, as you know, Calixto, we both know, once you have a course, the people will come if we do the right things. But if you don't have a course and you have to set up a provisional course every time, it just becomes too cumbersome and things don't happen as often But yes, I believe that we can learn a lot from the success of the northern countries.
From top competition to the new players, from supporting women to funding new courses. PDGA Europe is much more than competition. Visit pdga.com/join and grow the sport.
Okay, let's keep on talking on those international relations. PDGA Europe is the continental branch of PDGA, PDGA Global. How do you see the relationships between PDGA Europe and PDGA Global evolving in that kind of trend of globalizing disc golf?
Yes, I think that's a great question. And I've already, just in the last, I think I've become sort of a disc golf addict in the last 4 or 5 years, and I've already seen a lot of growth between, and a lot of many more interaction between PDGA Global and PDGA Europe, and I think that that will continue to be so, including tournaments in which you see the North American athletes participating in European events and the other way around. You see the huge amount of influx of European players in the pro tour in the States. It's fantastic. And especially in the women's division, it's incredible to see. I mean, that because it touches me more. So I see that it will continue. I believe it will continue to develop and grow, the connection between and the interaction between PDGA Global and PDGA Europe.
Okay, and what about the future vision of disc golf as a sport as a whole? You already have experience on what you mentioned on Ultimate and the growth on an international level. I think that you have also a role in international Ultimate. How do you envision the future of disc golf in Europe over the next, let's say, 5 years, for example?
I think it's going to grow immensely, like it has been growing. I think disc golf has a number of particular advantages that help its growth. One of them is that you don't rely on a team to be able to go and play and practice. Unlike a team sport that if you don't have a team, you don't, I mean, of course you can work on your training, you can do strength, you can run, you can do whatever, but you can't improve your skills in a team event without a team. And disc golf has got the huge advantage that you can go out there by yourself and train and play and improve. And so I think with a push towards the youth and the schools and getting it into schools and getting youth involved, they love it. And so I think it's going to grow immensely, Calixto. And with the work that you guys are doing with basically promotion of the sport and awareness of the sport and rules awareness. There's a bunch of advantages to disc golf, that the fact that it's self-refereed like Ultimate. So there's a huge teaching thing that, you know, to being honest when you play your course and your counts, and the group decides together whether something is inbounds or out of bounds. These are all very, very good things for youth. And so I think it will grow immensely for youth and for the elderly, because you can play basically until if you can walk, you can play.
Yeah, you can play. That's a good point of view. As you know, the personal contributions to the board is an important aspect of those elections. We already have a PDGA Europe board of directors composed of 7 members. Actually, they come from different places, from different countries. Some have some skills, some are specialized on marketing, some on communication, some on whatever. What unique knowledge and skills do you bring, and how would those skills benefit that board of directors?
Yeah, I think as a founding member of the Portuguese Flying Disc Association, and the fact that I run a company that is focused on developing Beach Ultimate worldwide, I think those are my two. So helping develop from the beginning, and the experience in organizing large events and developing a sport in a place that where it didn't exist. Basically, those are probably my two biggest skills. And then just the organization of what is needed for development. Of course, within my view of things, like you said, there's not one size fits all, but there's always learning. So I think
Okay.
that's probably what I can.
That is very interesting. We have talked about quite a number of topics, but I'm sure that maybe there's something else that you would like to discuss or to draw our attention that we haven't covered.
No, I'm very excited about this. I think this experience will be very good for me, and I hope to be able to also, help PDGA. I think it's something I've really enjoyed using and starting to be also proficient in PDGA through helping the growth of disc golf in my community using the PDGA tools. And so I think I'm looking forward to this, to the next 3 years. And
Okay.
to being.
I'm going to add the last one. We have currently on the board of directors 2 women, and in case of being elected, you would be the third one. What is your ideas on female disc golf development? Which is your approach on that?
So yeah, I think that's a great question. I've actually talked to Zoe a lot about this as well. I have tried many different things in Portugal. What seems to be helping here in my reality is really incentivizing women to come and play and having a women's division, especially even if you only have one woman showing up or 2, always having a women's division and having the possibility for women to play with women. That I think is probably the most important thing, to have maybe one day a week in which it's just for women. And also opening up to all age divisions. Actually, what's happened here in Portugal at this point is that most of the women that are playing regularly are above 50, and they're coming out all the time. And because they have time. They don't have little kids. They don't have, they have more time. They found a sport. And so it's really interesting. And so, yes. And then, of course, the youth, as always, having junior divisions, female junior divisions.
Okay, excellent. Well, so you have already heard from Sofia Pereira from Portugal, which is asking for your vote for those next PDGA Europe Board of Directors elections that will be held during the month of July. You will receive the voting ballot on your email. Check out the spam folders if you don't find it. And also remember that we have 2 electoral processes, one for the PDGA Europe Board of Directors and another one for the PDGA Global Board of Directors. So, Sofia, thank you very much for joining us and for
Thanks,
explaining
Calixto.
your ideas.
Have a nice weekend. Thank you.